Today, Animal Crossing is doing a crossover with Big Flatulence. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint. I hope everyone had a good Irish Valentine's Day.
Sorry?
Is that not what March 17th is?
No, it's like Irish Solar New Year?
I thought that was March 14th.
No, that's Pasty White Day.
Ah.
Yeah, where you give each other Cornish pasties.
Close enough, sure. There was a huge Square Enix Presents event this morning, but it was mostly a bunch of trailers, so maybe we'll get to that later. First, we didn't report much on Sony's state of play at the time because it was just a bunch of trailers. Now, however, there's a little more information out about what Square Enix is doing to wring all the delicious juices out of the fast-withering husk that is Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII, The First Soldier, takes place 30 years before the events of Final Fantasy VII as we know it, and deals with the first person to ever be bestowed the rank of soldier by the Shinra military, which could be you if you can defeat all the players in this battle royale for mobile devices. According to Tetsuya Nomura in a recent interview with Famitsu, the FF7 fanbase is basically fixed and has been for some time, and this is an opportunity to attract new fans to the brand. Which makes sense because he knows the old fans will shuffle back to the trough for whatever else they serve up, and I am, of course, speaking from personal experience. Like, the remake was amazing, and it was such a blast to play, and then the last hour was just a rolling cascade of bullshit, and it's not like I won't get Chapter 2. Even though it was never the kind of remake that I wanted, luckily, that is also happening because Square Enix is making a yet further remake of FF7, and it looks like the thing everyone wanted originally, an HD but still stylized updated remaster of Final Fantasy VII. Called Ever Crisis, and is not just FF7, but the whole FF7 timeline, incorporating the events of Before Crisis, Crisis Core, and even Dirge of Cerberus, but in chapters. And since FF7 is so long, that part of the story will be compressed a bit, and they've got to get the new stuff in there so that First Soldier game makes sense. It is also only available for iOS and Android. I think the monkey's paw has now fully prolapsed.
Coming soon to Animal Crossing, fart sounds! That's right, the Bronx cheer, the old raspberry, the mouse on a motorcycle, a little of the old anal applause. The pant poof, the sphincter whistle, the hiney hiccup, the duck call, the fanny beep. Get out and walk Donald, blame it on your lily dog, goin' colon bowlin'. Picking up a drifter on the side of the rectal road, steam pressing your Calvins, blowing the O-ring oboe, sneaking a one-cheeker, marking your ass territory. Look, it's a fucking whoopee cushion, and frankly, those and anything else ordered from the back of a comic book never worked right in the first place. What's next, Animal Crossing? X-ray specs so you can see what Pietro's wearing under all that wool? A pocket guide to Bruce Lee Kung Fu, including a genuine karate medal that'll definitely scare off the bully who keeps kicking sand in your face until your Charles Atlas Dynamic Tension workout manual arrives from Pueblo, Colorado 81002, and then you'll really show him who's king of the beach. Whoopee cushions arrive in time for April Fool's Day, which, to be fair, is a vast improvement on other video game companies just lying to their audience and then saying, "Ha, you believe that? That wasn't real. There's no way we're actually making an Xbox fridge."
Hey, you want to do more quick points?
Sure.
Awesome, you first.
Xbox has teamed up with Dwayne Johnson's energy drink brand Zoa to make an Xbox mini fridge. Jesus, why do I not read these things beforehand? And of course, the mini fridge is decorated to look like an Xbox Series X. Much like the real Series X, the fridge can only hold 4 cans of Zoa, which some of you may think is a detriment, but it's more likely that they did this to prevent us from unwittingly drinking ourselves into a caffeine-induced cardiac episode. Thanks, The Rock. I always smelled that you were cooking up healthy choices.
The new season of Fortnite is adding to its ever-growing cavalcade of random intellectual property cameos with Lara Croft, an English Tomb Raider from Tomb Raider, Raven, a half-demonic superhero from Teen Titans, and Neymar Jr., a Brazilian football player from real life, who seems like he'd be at a disadvantage in a gunfight to the death against the other folks in the game, like trained assassins or Predator. But then Ninja is in the game, and that guy can barely floss. So who am I to judge?
A new Hot Wheels Mario Kart crossover was misannounced on Amazon recently, revealing that Hot Wheels will be releasing the Rainbow Road to the world sometime later this year, and not in May, and maybe you should cancel your pre-order. In a startling departure from previous Rainbow Roads, it looks as if this one, A, has rails, and B, can be completed in about 6 seconds. So look forward to your kids dropping this after 10 minutes and going back to their Switch.
The new Dark Alliance game got its big debut trailer this week, and the only criticism seems to be that it won't have the couch co-op mode that was originally announced when the game was first teased back in December 2019. And frankly, who gives a shit? Look, I have fond memories of the time Paul and I rented the original game for PS2 and played it all weekend because Fatal Frame was too scary. But no one's going over to their friends' houses right now. At least they're not supposed to be. And even when we do get vaccinated, I don't want to see or talk to other people. No offense, Paul.
Hello.
Last week, we reported on an intrepid hacker named Toast, who designed a fix for Grand Theft Auto Online that sped up loading times from over 6 minutes to under 2 minutes. This week, Rockstar recently updated Grand Theft Auto Online with a functionally equivalent fix, and then awarded Toast $10,000 as part of their HackerOne bug bounty program. The moral of this story is, everyone start hacking video games to win fabulous prizes!
I feel like that's a bit irresponsible.
How so?
Sometimes hacking is illegal.
Frankly, I'm just trying to encourage people to make money with their computers in a way that isn't mining cryptos for JPEGs. Coming up, Hatsune Miku's new Picross game, Logic Paint S, was surprise dropped on Nintendo Switch. This isn't really a joke, I just thought Heather would like to know. Hi, honey! Hey, I'm on CheckPoint now!
She edits the show.
Oh, Jesus, is that why Thursdays are always so busy? Coming soon to Animal Crossing.
Freak out. There was more Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah.
So I wrote most of this story, and there was no place for it really to slot into the show as it ended up sort of being written. But I'll just read it to you. According to Nintendo, and I mean they would know, Animal Crossing New Horizons has become their fastest-selling game ever in Europe. The game has sold 7 million copies in Europe, which is notable because Europeans have only bought 20 million Switches. So over a third of all EU Switch owners have a copy. To clarify, that is the fastest-selling game. Mario Kart 8 is still the best-selling Switch title, but it was also included in a lot of Switch bundles, and regardless, Animal Crossing is already in second place. It'll probably beat Mario Kart after not too long. Does New Horizons selling so quickly in Europe versus North America tell us anything? If it's second place in sales to Mario Kart 8, but Europe loves auto racing, I guess the most likely reason it's doing so well in Europe, is that Europe had more strict and definitive stay-at-home orders about a year ago from now, and people needed a distraction. It's so odd because,
I mean, those are EU numbers too.
Yeah.
Because overall in the world, it is really fast selling too. But
yeah. So this is the weird thing. So, Animal Crossing, there's a bunch of things that are kind of distinct, and it makes these direct comparisons a little tricky. Mario Kart 8 is the best-selling Switch title.
Yes.
Worldwide. Mm-hmm. With New Horizons already number 2 at best-selling worldwide Switch title. Mm-hmm. New Horizons is the fastest-selling Nintendo title.
Yes.
Ever in Europe. So it's not like it. It's the fastest selling game they have ever made for any console ever in Europe.
Yeah.
And it will probably be the highest selling, because
that doesn't include third-party games, obviously, because we're not talking about that. We're talking about Nintendo published games. Yeah.
Exactly. But again, New Horizons didn't get bundled with a bunch of, so like a lot of people bought Mario Kart 8 as part of their Switch bundle. Anyway, I liked also I tried to make this work because Paul's initial thought on this story is like maybe more Europeans prefer New Horizons to anything Mario related because they're kind of just sick of the idea of princesses and castles.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I was trying to see if there was an angle to like loop that into the royal interview or whatever, but
Oh yeah.
like Europe is like, nah, we're done. We're done with princesses.
Flash a guillotine.
Yeah,
you
no
know?
more royals, but like that didn't really.
No gods, no kings, no masters. We won't be fooled again.
Yeah, except that like in this case, the princess is the one that's coming out of this looking better than the royalty. So it like didn't really. It's, as a joke, hey, what's up? Here's how the sausage is made. As a joke, it didn't really land.
Yeah,
it didn't sort of work out. But we still got to do an Animal Crossing story about the poop pillow. Good old whoopee cushions.
I hate those goddamn things.
You hate whoopee cushions? I used to have one.
I used to have one too.
Yeah.
It never worked.
Oh, really? Mine worked.
Like I was like, okay, so I have to blow into this thing, and then I've tried blowing into it, and I couldn't blow into it, and then my dad's like, here, I'll do it, because he was a child.
You have to turn the thing sideways.
When these were new fucking technology, this is when
right.
he was a child, right? Like that kind of thing. So he had, I mean,
We made this amazing thing. It's a pillow that makes a.
Yeah, so he inflated it, and he's like, okay, cool. And then I went and I sat on I put it under a cushion, because you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to hide it, right? So put it under a cushion, and I went and I sat on it, and it just was a lump in the chair, and nothing happened. There was no escape of anything
the thing
else.
must have been pinched.
And so then it's like, okay, well, let's try it on a dining room chair. So I put it on a dining room chair and put like a towel over it, and I sat on it, and nothing happened. And took the towel off, and sat on it again, and nothing happened. And so then I like leaned back and forth, and I'm like, if you have to, like, if your prank thing is not like dog vomit is instantaneous. You know what it is. False vomit, fake dog poop, all that stuff. You know what it is the moment you see it. If a whoopee cushion doesn't work first time, that's the last time.
You had a bad whoopee cushion.
Yeah, I did. And the thing about it is that my parents gave it to me as a gift, as part of like a thing. Like, here you go. Here are the fun.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather play with my NES.
Well, yeah. That's the thing. The whoopee cushion is a toy from an older time. Though I did enjoy reading those pages in old comic books about
me too.
like all this stuff you could order.
Yeah.
And it's like it seemed even when I was reading them, these comics were already like 20, 25 years old. And I was like, all this stuff sounds so cheap.
Yeah. Oh, you just got I got to sell like 10 copies of Grit? That's it?
75 cents for X-ray specs?
Also, what's Grit?
Yeah, I definitely saw that one as well.
God damn it.
What are Hostess fruit pies? Why does Lex Luthor have so many of them? That is terrible. You're right. No, seriously, every comic had the thing about Hostess fruit pies.
Yeah.
Every comic had one of them.
Yeah, Archie did their own thing. Casper and Wendy, I think, did a Hostess fruit pies thing. Yeah.
I was mostly reading DC superheroes, and every single one of them was like, it's the Flash or Superman or Batman or whatever, saving the world from someone stealing Hostess fruit pies. You can get them now here. You get them at like 7-Eleven. They're not great.
No, I can't see. I can see why they have to advertise them. You got to fool somebody into eating them.
Yeah. Lex Luthor wants them. They must be good.